Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, since 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic has been sweeping across the world, and in 2021, new variants of the coronavirus started emerging. As we speak, the pandemic continues to spread, and its future trend remains uncertain. Although the global economy is gradually walking out of the shadow of the pandemic, the recovery remains slow in speed and unbalanced in structure. In this context, tourism, especially international tourism, which is characterized by the movement and communication of people, faces greater complexity in the recovery process. According to statistics, in 2021, global tourism recovered to less than 60% of its pre-pandemic level, with total tourist arrivals and revenues returning to 53.7% and 55.9%, respectively, of the 2019 levels. Specifically, total global tourist arrivals reached 6.6 billion, and total global tourism revenues amounted to $3.3 trillion. In contrast, China's tourism sector recovered faster than the world in 2021. Domestic tourism had a surge in growth before global tourism was back on track. While international tourist arrivals dropped by 4.8% year-on-year, domestic tourist arrivals went up by 62.6%. Region-wise, Beijing's tourism recovery was also faster than other parts of the country. In 2021, Beijing recorded 255 million tourist arrivals, up 38.8% from the previous year, recovering to 79.2% of the 2019 level, 25.2 percentage points better than the national average. Tourism revenue totaled 416.62 billion yuan, up 43% from the previous year, recovering to 66.9% of the 2019 level, 15.9 percentage points better than the national average. The past year has been truly extraordinary for Beijing. While inbound tourism remains closed, we have focused on China's big domestic market, promoted and integrated into the domestic tourism circulation, and coordinated pandemic control with high-quality tourism development. We have taken a series of targeted measures and formed the Beijing experience of tourism recovery beyond the pandemic, which have proved effective in promoting the recovery and development of the city's tourism. To sum up, the following 6 initiatives have been adopted. First, exploiting the full potential of the domestic market to promote the high-quality development of Beijing's tourism. To meet the requirements of regularized pandemic control, we have developed city tours, suburban tours, cultural tours, micro-tours, and micro-vacations to promote the integration of tourism with urban leisure life and the transition of tourism from low-frequency sporadic consumption to high-frequency daily life needs, stepping up the supportive tourism policies. We have developed matching programs for the implementation plan for Beijing to foster and build an international consumption center city, 2021 to 2025, to release the potential of culture and tourism consumption. We have launched 23 priority tasks, a list of 19 major culture and tourism projects, 2 policy innovation measures, and the catalog of 8 key service enterprises in areas such as tapping the advantages of cultural resources, designing and developing high-quality tourism routes, and creating influential culture and tourism consumption products. Currently, we are working on the incentives for expanding culture and tourism consumption in Beijing to foster and build an international consumption center city, with the aim of further unlocking consumption potential and activating domestic circulation, increasing the supply of tourism products. Under the 3 tourism programs of A Walk Around Beijing, Nighttime Beijing, and Fantastic Beijing Suburbs, we have launched over 300 classic tourist routes, introduced 200 popular local tourist spots to the public, certified and released the list of 100 cultural tourism experience bases, and created a new guide for tourism consumption in Beijing. We have organized the 2021 Beijing Gifts Tourism Souvenirs and Creative Products Competition, with 100 tourism commodities on the overall list and 230 tourism commodities on the sub-list, and facilitated the transformation of exhibition outcomes through a number of promotion and marketplace activities. We have also held the 9th Beijing International Tourism Commodity and Tourism Equipment Fair 2021, and the Investment and Financing Conference for key cultural tourism projects, and organized the June Cultural Tourism Festival of the 2021 Beijing consumption season. We have implemented the project of catering upgrade of rural B&Bs and carried out the Chefs to Countryside Twinning Support Program. By directing and connecting resources of various types to the tourism industry, we have ensured the effective, quality, and adequate supply of tourism products, promoting the construction of major cultural tourism projects. Following the grand opening on September 20th, 2021, Universal Beijing Resort quickly became the most popular tourist destination in China. Despite the impact of the pandemic, the theme park has received more than 2.1 million visitors and boosted the growth of supporting industries in the area. We continue to attract national-level and international cultural tourism projects to Beijing, and the construction of key projects, such as the Legoland theme park and the giant panda breeding base, is progressing smoothly. We have also opened the airport branch of the Capital Library at Dashing International Airport, extending cultural services into the journey of tourists and creating a new scene of cultural tourism consumption. Second, giving targeted assistance to promote the recovery of Beijing's tourism. In 2021, Beijing's tourism industry continued to struggle with the pandemic. Take accommodation service providers, which are the key targets of our tourism surveillance program. For example, the number of visitors received through the year totaled 26,689 million, 60.3% of the pre-pandemic level, and total business revenue amounted to 33 billion yuan, 65.1% of the pre-pandemic level. To help market entities overcome the challenges caused by the pandemic, we have introduced concrete and truly effective measures and made every effort to relieve the difficulties faced by tourism enterprises, boost the industry's confidence in development, and promoted the recovery and development of the industry. Addressing the financing difficulties of tourism enterprises, we have reduced or exempted nearly 100 million yuan of value-add tax for SMEs, temporarily returned 1.102 billion yuan of quality guarantee funds to 2,353 travel agencies, and extended 780 million yuan of expiring loans owed by travel agencies, effectively reducing their pressure on cash. We have launched a pilot program on the reform of the Tourism Service Quality Guarantee Fund to strengthen the foundation for sustainable tourism growth. All rural B&Bs affected by the pandemic have been incorporated into the city's policy-backed insurance system for suburban tourism. In 2021, the program provided coverage to a total of 3,943 suburban tourism businesses, including rural B&Bs, star-rated folk tourism households, rural tourism businesses with special features, and grade 3A or below tourist attractions, and delivered 2,894 billion yuan of risk protection funds, deepening the reform on government functions. We have improved the business environment for tourism enterprises, launched the notification and commitment system and a unified government portal for certification matters, and adopted the notification and commitment approach for approving the establishment of travel agencies, with the documentations required for approval reduced by 60% and the approval period shortened by over 50%. The approval process for the culture and tourism industry has become more convenient. During the course of the year, we have processed more than 28,000 culture and tourism approval items in accordance with the law, and the completion rate has reached 99.9%. Promoting the implementation of the strategy of tourism service quality standardization, we have advanced the formulation of the criteria for the credit evaluation of travel agencies and the criteria for the credit evaluation of tour guides, revised the quality standards for one-day tour services and the service requirements for travel agency outlets, and issued the work program on the improvement of tourism service quality. We have also conducted a review on 33 graded scenic spots and 110 star-rated hotels, strengthened the training of tour guides, and further enhanced the service quality of the tourism industry. Further strengthening the regulation of the tourism industry, we continue to promote the new 6+4 model of compliance oversight. It combines the 6 basic regulatory approaches of risk supervision, credit supervision, collaborative supervision, scientific and technological supervision, co-governance supervision, and tiered and classified supervision, with the 4 scene-based regulatory practices, including one unified compliance guidebook for each specific scene, one unified inspection checklist for the whole industry, one unified inspection for all market entities of the same category, and one unified evaluation for all market entities in a specific scene, in order to strengthen the comprehensive supervision of the tourism market in accordance with law. We have guided the various entities in the tourism industry to follow the requirements of the Clean Plate campaign, household garbage sorting, and paid service for hotel disposable toiletries to promote the green culture in the industry, strengthening the construction of tourism public service facilities. We have moved one step forward from making tourist toilets available to building quality tourist toilets, promoted the labeling of tourist toilets on electronic maps, and improved the quality of tourist toilets. Considering the travel needs of special groups, we have issued and implemented the action plan for the building of accessible environment in culture and tourism facilities 2019 to 2021 and completed the renovation of 1,230 accessible units. To build Beijing into an international communication center and prepare for the Winter Olympic and Paralympic Games, we have launched a special campaign to check and correct foreign language signs in the culture and tourism industry, and promoted the use of standard language by the receptionists in culture and tourism venues. Third, seizing the opportunities of the Winter Olympics and Paralympic Games to facilitate the growth of Beijing's tourism. On February 20th, the Beijing 2022 Winter Olympic Games successfully concluded. The Games showed the world the unique charm of Beijing as the first city to host both the Summer and Winter Olympics, inspired 300 million Chinese people to join the ice and snow sports, and marked the beginning of a new era of global ice and snow sports. Beijing has seized this favorable opportunity and introduced multiple initiatives in all directions to convert the appeal of ice and snow sports and the city itself for tourists from home and abroad into consumption power and driving force for tourism development in Beijing. The global promotional campaign, Great Wall Hero 2021 Beijing Winter Charms, solicits posts from overseas influencers on their latest and most memorable tourism experience in Beijing, and invites foreign experts in the winter sports and tourism industries to share their insights on the outlook of Beijing's cultural tourism beyond the Winter Olympics. It also aims to promote Beijing's special winter cultural tourism resources to the world in the form of graphics and videos via the Internet. The 3 Winter Olympic tourism routes, i.e., exploring the doubling Olympic city of Beijing, the nature tour at the foot of the Great Wall, and a trip to the snow town of Zhangjiakou, have showcased the distinctive regional features and cultural tourism resources of different Winter Olympic competition zones, and provided tourists and the city's residents with more leisure and recreation options. During the 2021 Beijing Ice and Snow Culture and Tourism season, we have organized a host of activities under the theme of Enjoy Ice and Snow, Enjoy Winter in Beijing, including Winter Olympic cultural activities, festivals, ice and snow sports events, and snow playgrounds, achieving the integration of ice and snow sports with cultural tourism resources. We have also launched the first ever ice and snow tourism map of Beijing, combining the elements of Winter Olympics and the city's unique features and cultural logos. We have promoted the construction of 16 Winter Olympic cultural squares and 91 Winter Olympic demonstration facilities in the city, organized 659 Winter Olympic cultural activities and 11,600 performances, choreographed and promoted the Winter Olympic square dance, Together for a Shared Future, and held the Together for a Shared Future Let's Dance national online square dance competition. These activities have created a sound cultural atmosphere for the Winter Olympics and showcased the unique charm of the Chinese culture and tourism in China. Fourth, carrying out external exchanges and regional cooperation to accelerate the development of Beijing's tourism. In 2021, we hosted our signature event, Happy Chinese New Year, for the first time in an online format in Finland and 3 other countries. Other events held during the past year include the flash mob on the theme of the Year of the Ox, the Global Design Competition for the Year of the Tiger, the Tourism Services Exhibition in the Culture and Tourism section of the 2021 China International Fair for Trade and Services, CIFTIS, the World Leisure Congress, and the 24th Beijing Music Festival, and the Beijing New Year Countdown. We hosted the 2021 World Tourism Cities Federation Beijing Fragrant Hills Tourism Summit and the World Conference on Tourism Cooperation and Development, which played the role of a bond and platform for revitalizing world tourism and energizing city development, and successfully held the launching ceremony of Discover China Cultural Tours for diplomatic envoys in China and Beijing Culture and Tourism Promotion event. We have stepped up the work on culture and tourism assistance for Xinjiang, helped 81 tourist sites in 10 provinces, produce online smart guides, and organized a series of regional tourism activities, including the Beijing Tianjin-Hebei Online Chinese New Year Fair and the Beijing Tianjin-Hebei Caravan Parade. Through these wide-ranging exchanges and cooperation, Beijing has increased its appeal to tourists and gained growing international influence. Fifth, empowering tourism with technology to promote the innovative development of Beijing's tourism. To promote the integration of technology into the construction of tourism public facilities, we have vigorously pushed for the upgrade of tourism services. Virtual tour guide services are now provided in 221 graded tourist attractions and 91 revolutionary-themed tourism bases, and online search services are available for tourist toilets, tourist service centers, and accessible facilities. With enhanced application of information technologies, the management of scenic spots has been further refined. For graded tourist sites that are commercially run, tourists now book their tickets and make appointment for visits online. The staggered reservation service has also been strengthened to promote staggered tours. We have fully harnessed the surveillance function of the image monitoring platform built by the Beijing Municipal Bureau of Culture and Tourism. Connected to 1,300 video cameras in 218 scenic spots, the platform provides smooth access to real-time and clear surveillance images, basically covering all graded scenic spots in the city. With enhanced remote supervision capacity, the application of the system brings into full play the role of image information in the management of the industry and the command and dispatch under emergency situations. 6. Strengthening targeted pandemic control to ensure the safe development of Beijing's tourism. To do a good job in regularized pandemic control in tourism, we have made timely updates to the COVID-19 protocols for 12 key business sectors, including travel agencies, hotels, scenic spots, rural B&Bs, and tourist information centers. As of now, the protocols have been updated to the 21st edition of the scenic spots and the 16th edition for hotels. We have vigorously promoted the vaccination of active personnel in Beijing's culture and tourism industry, with the booster vaccination rate reaching 95.62%. We have strictly followed the requirements of quota management, staggered reservation, contactless ticketing, and staggered services, and strictly implemented the circuit breaker mechanism for the cross-province tourism business. In accordance with the principle of no gathering unless necessary, we have exercised strict control over large-scale cultural performances and other gathering activities. To ensure the rigorous implementation of the containment measures, we have dispatched 163,000 law enforcement officers, persons/times, through the year, conducted inspections on 84,000 business operators, and sent 159 million text messages of COVID-19 tips to tourist visitors. We have improved the guidelines for resolving tourism refund disputes to ensure timely settlement of conflicts and disputes over tourism refunds. By attending to every detail of the regularized containment measures, we have plugged the loopholes of pandemic control in tourism activities and defended the bottom line of safety in the industry. With grasses and trees turning green, the mountains are covered in spring. In the season of recovery, we look forward to working with our colleagues in the global travel industry to embrace a brighter future and create new glories for global tourism, together, for our shared future.